Now on BBC2, the news with Andrew Harvey.
Good afternoon. The Department of Health has launched a campaign to trace around 300 women who received fertility injections during the 1960s and 70s. It's thought the women may be at risk of developing a brain disease similar to BSE, which has afflicted thousands of cattle.
British fertility clinics injected women with human pituitary glands from dead bodies between 1956 and 1985. The Department of Health says about 300 women were treated, mainly in the 1960s, with the human gland, and may be at a small risk of developing the untreatable Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which causes rapid dementia and death.
What we want to achieve is to ensure that those women who may be at risk can actually come and get some help, either through calling the helpline or in fact by contacting their own general practitioner. I've written to all general practitioners today and they should have that information.
Women who've had infertility treatment will know they've had this particular drug if they had injections followed by urine samples taken every 24 hours.
And the telephone number for the helpline for women who'd like advice, it's 0800 979797. The Middle East peace talks are resuming in Washington about now. The Palestinian spokeswoman Hanan Ashrawi has said that Israel and the PLO may formally recognize each other today. It's thought this could lead to an agreement on limited self-rule for Palestinians in the occupied territories.
Hanan Ashrawi has raised expectations of progress in Washington today, and if Israel and the PLO do mutually recognize one another, that will be the first significant step forward in the Middle East peace process. Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, heckled by angry Jewish settlers this morning, knows he will then be able to sign the Declaration of Principles, which could lead to Israel pulling back its forces from Gaza and Jericho. At the same time, limited autonomy for Palestinians would be granted in both areas. But there's sizable Palestinian opposition to the plan, and PLO chairman Yasser Arafat faces major problems in selling the deal.
3 men have been injured, one of them seriously, after the roof of a mine collapsed as they tried to rescue a miner trapped by an earlier roof fall. All 3 rescuers were taken by ambulance from the Bowlesby potash mine in Cleveland to hospital. The trapped miner was freed unhurt. The mine's inspectorate has begun an inquiry. President Yeltsin has suspended Russia's Vice President Alexander Rutskoy and First Deputy Prime Minister Vladimir Shumenko. Rutskoy was once a close ally of President Yeltsin, but has since become one of his leading rivals and strongest critics. President Yeltsin says he acted to counter the damage inflicted by mutual accusations of corruption. And that's all for now. More news at 10 to 4.
Good afternoon. Some very warm sunshine streaming down across much of the country still. That's the way it'll stay for the rest of the day. Cloudy and sun zones, though, up across parts of northwestern Ireland, the far north and northwest of Scotland, and cloudier skies occasionally drifting in across the extreme southeast. But it has got very warm in the sun. In fact, Cardiff and Leeds have seen temperatures now up to 25 degrees. For many of us, around 23 through the rest of the afternoon. On the beaches, a pleasant 20 with a sea breeze. For the north, becoming cloudy overnight with more in the way of patchy mist and fog further south, not getting especially cold overnight. Tomorrow, rather more in the way of cloud with the warm sunshine down in the southwest, and it'll begin to feel cooler, especially down the northeast coast. Bye for now.
BBC One shortly opens up the bazaar with tips for slimmers and hints on gardening. And BBC2 is out in the wilds of the woodlands now to examine what the future holds for Britain's forests.